The small town of Willowbrook had always been a place steeped in legends and mysteries. But none was as chilling as the tale of the house on Crimson Hill. For generations, it had been whispered that a vampire dwelled within its ancient, decaying walls. Though most dismissed it as mere superstition, there were those who believed, and fear of the house had kept the townsfolk at bay for decades. One gloomy autumn evening, a group of daring souls gathered in the dimly lit Willowbrook Tavern. They were drawn together by a common desire to uncover the truth behind the sinister rumors surrounding the house on Crimson Hill. Among them were Sarah, the local historian with a penchant for the macabre; Daniel, a brave adventurer with a heart full of curiosity; Emily, a skeptical journalist always seeking her next big story; and Mark, the tech wizard who believed that every mystery had a scientific explanation. Over pints of stout and whispers of bravery, the group decided to embark on a journey that would take them to the heart of the darkness. Armed with flashlights, research notes, and a mixture of excitement and trepidation, they set out toward the accursed house. The path leading to Crimson Hill was overgrown with gnarled trees and choked by creeping vines, as if nature itself conspired to hide the horrors that lay within. The house loomed ahead, a formidable silhouette against the waning light of day. Its windows were shattered, and the once proud mansion had fallen into a state of disrepair. Ivy crawled up the walls, and the air was thick with the scent of decay. As they approached, Sarah recalled the legends. "They say a vampire resides within," she whispered. "A creature cursed with eternal life and a thirst for blood. It's been hiding here for centuries." Daniel chuckled nervously. "Legends are just stories, right? There's no such thing as vampires." Emily nodded in agreement, though her skepticism was tinged with a hint of fear. "Of course, it's all just folklore, but there must be a reason these stories persist." Mark scanned the area with his electronic gadgets, recording every detail. "Let's not jump to conclusions. We need evidence, not ghost stories." With cautious steps, they entered the house, and their flashlights cast eerie shadows on the crumbling walls. The air inside was icy, and each creaking floorboard sent shivers down their spines. The group moved through the grand foyer, and it was Sarah who discovered the first sign of something truly unsettling. "Look at this," she said, pointing to a painting on the wall. It depicted a man with pale skin and crimson eyes, wearing old-fashioned attire. "Could this be the one they speak of?" Emily took out her camera and snapped a photo. "Could be a relative, or just an elaborate joke by a previous owner." Further exploration revealed more peculiarities. In one room, they found a collection of ancient books filled with dark incantations and rituals. In another, a coffin-like structure carved from obsidian. Emily noted down the eerie discoveries, while Mark examined them for any logical explanation. As they ventured deeper into the house, a low, haunting melody began to emanate from somewhere unseen. The unsettling notes sent shivers down their spines. And they followed the sound until it led them to a hidden chamber. There, illuminated by the dim light of their flashlights, they saw a grand piano, its keys playing themselves, as if an invisible pianist were accompanying their nightmare. Sarah's voice trembled. "This isn't normal. There's something in this house, something unnatural." Just then, a chilling breeze swept through the room, extinguishing their flashlights. Panic set in as they fumbled to relight them. The room seemed to close in around them, and the melody grew louder and more haunting. Then, a voice, cold as ice and dripping with malevolence, echoed through the chamber. "Welcome, intruders, to my sanctuary." A figure appeared before them, dressed in archaic finery, his skin as pale as death itself. It was the being that had haunted their town's nightmares for generations. Fear coursed through their veins as they gazed upon the creature that had haunted their town. Emily's skepticism had evaporated, replaced by sheer terror. The being continued, "You have trespassed into my domain, seeking answers. Now, you shall become part of my legend." With unnatural speed, it lunged toward them, its fangs bared. Panic gave way to adrenaline, and they fled the room, desperately searching for an escape. Mark's gadgets flickered and sparked to life, revealing a hidden door. With the being closing in, they rushed through the portal into a labyrinthine maze of tunnels beneath the house. They followed the twisting passages, praying for salvation. As they reached the exit, they heard the being's furious cries echoing behind them, but they emerged into the night. Gasping for breath and bathed in the cold light of the moon, the group had survived their encounter with the supernatural, and they had uncovered the truth that the house on Crimson Hill held. But the horror of that night would haunt them forever, a reminder that some legends, no matter how terrifying, were born from a kernel of truth. Back in the Willowbrook Tavern, they shared their story with the townsfolk, who listened in awe and disbelief. The house on Crimson Hill remained a place of dread, but the town could now rest easier, knowing that its darkest secret had been revealed. As for Sarah, Daniel, Emily, and Mark, they were forever changed by their encounter with the supernatural. They had ventured into the depths of darkness and emerged with a story that would be told for generations to come, a story that proved that even in the face of the unknown, the human spirit could endure.